Good morning, big wave trading family. As we enter Wednesday session, I just want to make it note that right now we're in the middle of nothing more than a dead cat bounce, and that's all this is until it's proven that it's not. We're going to need to see a follow-through day, and I would prefer personally to see a follow-through day on every major index, and I would prefer to see the Russell 2000 leading, but as we saw on Tuesday, it led to the downside. All the indexes were down. It's still in no man's land, and our models are still under neutral, but still the onus is on the bulls to prove that they can retake the recent highs in August and July, and we'll see if that comes to fruition. But we're still in the middle of August. We still have the entire month of September to go through, and we still have the first 2 weeks of October. So there's still 2 more months of poor seasonality. Keep all of that in mind as we move along here, and as new long positions trigger, make sure you keep each new long position a relatively small overall percent of your account capital. If you do decide to take them, there should be no heroes here. So the first new long position is Zebra. Zebra is a very interesting stock. Hold on, I want to get rid of this. I can't stand those arrows, but I need them sometimes. So Zebra printing a bullish reversal candle on candle pattern on above average volume, BOP confirmation. That's good enough, and you can use the 101.38 low, 101.35 as your final cut loss, but me, since it's a measured small position, I'm going to go ahead and use 101.38 as my first stop, and the final stop will be this low a day, this big green candle right here, 98.50. I want to get long Zebra using a limit order of 106.10 because it's ever so slightly extended from the 20-day moving average. The 20-day moving average is like at 101.15, something like that. It doesn't show up really well on this charting service, but it's not touching it, so I don't want to trade up to it. But at the same time, Zebra was only in my canceling scan and confirmed in a tertiary scan, which is kind of irrelevant. So it's a 2% position, and with it being extended, it should only be 1%. But what I'm going to do is I'm still going to just use 2% of my account capital because it's so close, that intraday price range to the 20-day moving average. It's like splitting hairs to me. And if it works, awesome. And if it doesn't work, like I said, the first stop's right there, 101.38. If 101.38 fails on the above average volume, the next low a day will be the final stop. If that final stop, initial final stop, doesn't get hit. If it breaks the lows here, lower volume, loses green BOP, then maybe I'll move half up, maybe all. Just depends on how it pulls back. But Zebra, 106.10, first stop 101.35, final stop 98.45, 5 cents below that, big candle low. And then the other new long position, PCTY, also canceling quality long position, also only in my canceling quality scan, confirmed in my tertiary scan. This is also just a 2% long position. Limit order, though, can be the high of the day since it's not extended from the 20-day moving average of 46.41. First stop, 44.59. Final stop, the low of this big green candle bar right here, 43.05. It moves below 43.05, I'll be out. If it moves below this low right here on above average volume and or loses green BOP, all or half of my stops will be raised. If it pulls back on lower volume, half my stop will be raised and the final stop will remain in play. And then I also got an ad signal, an SPR. Nice bullish candle reversal here. Hammer, bullish reversal, hammer, bullish reversal, hammer, candlestick pattern. Blah, blah, blah. Been awake for a while, folks. Sorry. Want to get long, limit order 70.30. Don't want to chase because it's extended from its 20-day moving average. First cut loss level, you can actually use 3. You can use 68.92 on this ad, 68.35 here, and that final stop from the initial position, 67.01. In fact, I might do that now. I think I'm adding 40 shares. So, yeah, I'll split those up about like 14 here, 13 here, 13 here at each of these levels right here. So some pretty tight stops, but that's the way you should play it in a dead cat bounce market, even though this is a aerospace and defense stock, which right now has positive catalysts with the negative North Korea news headlines. And then another ad signal, CWST. This is very interesting because now that I think about it, this is actually a new long signal. So I actually have this listed incorrectly on the website for one reason. This move right here on an end of day basis, on an end of day chart pattern, that's a final sell signal. So using the website on an end of day basis, you sold it all the next morning and you're out at 1589. Me, a final sell signal, if I still have shares, which I did, becomes that low a day, 1520. So my final stop is now 1519. The next day, doesn't hit 1519, doesn't hit 1519. Now I have this long signal. So I have listed it as an add signal for me. You can treat it as a new long signal, those of you watching this video lesson, but I'm not going to change the way I have it listed because initially when I first flagged it, it was in my Can Slim scan, but this last was a Can Slim stock back in early 2016. Remember, without a market-wide 20% correction, I do not reset my Can Slim stock scan. So I still have stocks in that scan that originally were Can Slim stocks in 2015, late 2015, early 2016, that no longer are, like CWST. After figuring out it's no longer a Can Slim stock, it still made my price volume BOP surge scan, and then of course was in my tertiary scan. So hit 2 scans, good enough, good to go. So CWST, want to get long, limit order of the high day, 1638. First stop, and maybe your only stop, 1546. Final stop for me, 1520. With it being an add signal, I'm still going to do that because I still have my final stop at 1520 on my original long position back over here. So I'm still going to do that half and half. But remember, if it's a new long signal, you could sell it all once it goes below 1546. It's up to you. So Zebra, 2% on my end, 106.10 limit. PCTY, 2% on my end, 46.41 limit. SPR is 0.75% on my end, 70.30 limit. And CWST is 0.5% of my account capital on my end, about a couple of grand, a little over a couple of grand. Limit order 1638. Stops 1546, 1520. All right, everybody. Good luck out there on Wednesday. We're really slowing down now as we move into summertime. Volume has been well below average for a while now, and I'm thinking that I need to take a little break myself. So I do not plan on making any more video lessons for the rest of the week, and there'll probably be just a couple of short updates on Wednesday, Thursday for the new long positions, and I'll get back with a longer post on the weekend. But I need to take a little bit of a rest. I never take time off. I think it's time to take a little bit of time off, and by a little bit I mean I'll still be updating the site, just not as in depth as I normally do. All right, everyone. Aloha.